Hello, this is Douglas Adams. I'm afraid I couldn't be here at the moment because I'm out. But if you want to leave a message, then do so when you hear the tone. Beep! How did I come to write it? I suppose... Oh no, I suppose I just got drunk a lot. And it came to me years ago, about 1971, when I was hitching around Europe. And there is a book called The Hitchhiker's Guide to Europe, which I had in my knapsack at the time. And I thought, somebody should write a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And people always ask me what bits of it meant. It's just what seemed to be funny at the time. And really, to find out what it meant, I have to go into psychoanalysis, really. Which I don't to do. At the beginning of it, when I was doing the second radio series, the scripts are being written, within minutes of transmission, this sort of thing. At the same time, I had the second book hanging over me, which had to be written. And I was putting that off and putting it off and putting it off. And I couldn't get the thing started. Yeah. So I actually wrote the book backwards, which seemed to be the most sensible thing to do. Grammatically, it was complicated. I think one of the major benefits, actually, of doing this television series is that, I've only just discovered this, that Simon Jones can now afford a new pair of glasses. His old ones are so frightful. But I think we almost certainly will do more radio. It's just a question of the time and the opportunity. Writing radio is actually much more difficult than writing television, which is why it's ludicrous that it's so much less well paid. When we did the TV version, it took me a long time to persuade BBC TV to cast Simon, for whom the part was written in the first place. I was convinced he was right, and eventually, luckily, everybody else was convinced that he was clearly the right person to play the part. The screenplay version would be a lot different. And also utterly and completely contradict everything that's gone before, which is a very important thing to do.
Which should annoy the fans.
Well, that's an important thing to do as well. You see, one of the problems of moving from radio, which is such an intensely visual medium, to television, where you've only got that amount of picture, is that limitation. When you're used to having a picture that big, how do you get something that's just that big, without it merely being a limitation?
days, I'm gonna cut you into little pieces.
What the hell's that? A Vogon constructor fleet. I picked up news of their arrival a few hours ago on Sub-Ether radio.
People of Earth, your attention, please. This is Prospectic Vogon Jolts of the Galactic Hyperspace Planning Council. Plans for the development of the western spiral arm of the galaxy require the building of a hyperspace express route through your star system. And regrettably, your planet is one of those scheduled for demolition. There's no point in acting all surprised about it. The planning charts have been on display at your local planning department in Alpha Centauri for 50 of your Earth years, so you've had plenty of time to lodge any complaints. Energize the demolition beams!
The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy radio show live by Douglas Adams with special guest voice of the book, Terry Jones.
The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is perhaps the most remarkable, certainly the most successful book ever to come out of the great publishing corporations of Ursa Minor. It scores over the Encyclopedia Galactica in two important ways. First, it is slightly cheaper, and second, it has the words "Don't Panic" inscribed in large, friendly letters on the cover. The guide contains much that is apocryphal, or at least wildly inaccurate, but by and large covers most matters concerning life, the universe, and everything, such as its entry concerning the Jatravated people of Vilt-Vodal 6, who firmly believe that the entire universe was sneezed out of the nose of a being called the Great Green Arkle Seizure, and live in perpetual fear of the time they call the coming of the Great White Handkerchief. The Great Green Arkle Seizure theory was not widely accepted elsewhere, which is why a race of hyper-intelligent, pan-dimensional beings built themselves a gigantic supercomputer called Deep Thought to calculate once and for all the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything. For 7.5 million years, deep thought computed and calculated and eventually arrived at an answer.
In the shadow of deep thought, the waiting is over. 7.5 million years have we looked forward to this hopefully enlightening day, the day of the answer.
Deep thought prepares to speak.
Good evening. Good evening, oh deep thought. Have you that is... An answer for you? Yes, I have.
There really is an answer to the great question of life, the universe, and everything?
Yes. Though I don't think you're going to like it.
It doesn't matter. We must know it.
All right. The answer to everything.
Yes?
Life, the universe, and everything.
Yes?
Is 42.
What?
We're going to get lynched. It was a tough assignment.
It's outrageous.
I checked it very thoroughly, and that definitely is the answer. The problem is that you never actually said what the question is. Once you know what the question is, you'll know what the answer means.
All right. Tell us the question.
The ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything. Tricky.
But can you do it?
No.
Oh, God!
But I'll tell you who can.
Who? Tell us.
I speak of the computer that is to come after me. A computer whose operational parameters I am not worthy to calculate. A computer of such complexity that organic life itself shall form its operational matrix.
I think this is getting needlessly messianic.
And you yourselves shall take on the forms of humble rodents and go down to navigate its 10 million year program. I shall design this computer for you, and it shall be called the Earth.
The Earth.
Yeah.
What a dull name.
The computer, which was called the Earth, was so amazingly large that it was frequently mistaken for a planet, particularly by the ape-descendant humans who lived there. And as they were totally unaware of their part in its program, nothing that ever happened on Earth could possibly have made the slightest bit of sense to them. Least of all, now at the critical moment of readout, when the Earth is unexpectedly demolished to make way for a new hyperspace bypass. Thus, the ape descendant, whose name is Arthur Dent, finds himself and his companion Ford Prefect aboard a huge yellow Vogan constructor vessel, one of a fleet of ships which, until moments ago, were hanging over the Earth in exactly the way that bricks don't.
Arthur? I brought some peanuts.
What?
If you've never been through a matter transference beam before, you've probably lost some salt and protein. How are you feeling?
Like a military academy, bits of me keep passing out.
What happened?
The Earth's been demolished.
No, you're wrong. My house was being demolished. I was lying down in front of the bulldozer. Nobody told me about the new bypass, you see?
Well, wasn't there something on display in your local planning office?
Yes, in the basement, in the bottom of a locked filing cabinet, stuck in a disused lavatory, with a sign on the door saying, "Beware of the leopard."
Ah.
If I asked you where the hell we were, would I regret it?
We're safe, in a small galley cabin aboard one of the Vogon spaceships.
This is obviously some strange usage of the word safe that I wasn't previously aware of. How did we get here?
We hitched a lift.
Oh, excuse me. Are you telling me that we just stuck our thumbs out and some green, bug-eyed monster popped his head out and said, "Hop in, I can take you as far as the Basingstoke roundabout"?
Well, the thumb's an electronic sub-ether device. The roundabout's at Barnard Star 6 light years away, but otherwise, yes.
And the bug-eyed monster?
Is green, yes.
I need a drink.
Here's what the Encyclopedia Galactica has to say about alcohol. It says that alcohol is a colorless, volatile liquid formed by the fermentation of sugars. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy also mentions alcohol. It says that the best drink in existence is the Pan-Galactic Gargle Blaster. It says that the effect of drinking a Pan-Galactic Gargle Blaster is like having your brain smashed out with a slice of lemon wrapped round a large gold brick. The brain that invented the Gargle Blaster is in the left-hand head of Zaphod Beeblebrox, and we shall learn more of his wisdom shortly.
When can I go home?
Well, you can't. It's been demolished.
This must be Thursday. I never could get the hang of Thursdays.
How long have we known each other, Arthur?
5 years, maybe 6.
How would you react if I said that I'm not from Guildford at all, but a small planet in the vicinity of Beetlejuice?
Why? Do you think it's the sort of thing you're likely to say?
Have a look at this.
What is it?
Guide to the Galaxy.
The what?
The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh.
It's a sort of electronic book. It'll tell you everything you want to know.
Well, I like the cover. Don't panic. It's the first sensible, helpful, or intelligible thing anyone said to me all day.
Well, that's why it sells so well. Here's the index now. V. There you are. Vogon constructor fleets.
Vogon constructor fleets. Here is what to do if you want to get a lift from a Vogon. Forget it. They are one of the most unpleasant races in the galaxy. Bad-tempered, bureaucratic, and callous. They wouldn't lift a finger to save their own grandmothers from the ravenous bug-blatter beast of Tral. The best way to get a drink out of a Vogon is stick your finger down his throat. And the best way to irritate him is to feed his grandmother to the ravenous bug-blatter beast of Tral.
Oh, right. So, this really is the interior of a spaceship?
Why? What did you expect?
Gleaming control panels, flashing lights, computer screens, not old mattresses.
Oh, these mattresses look pretty recently caught.
Caught?
Caught, dried out, and shipped in from Squarnshellus Zeta.
Squarn what?
The mattress planet. Look it up.
I will, later. But how did we get a lift?
Oh, the Dentrassi let us on board.
I thought you said they were called Bogons.
No, Vogons, no. The Dentrassi are the in-flight caterers. They're the best cooks and the best drinks mixers, and they don't give a wet slap about anything else. They always help hitchhikers, partly because they like the company, but mostly because it annoys the Vogons.
But the book doesn't even mention them.
Ah, well, no, it's not very accurate. I'm researching the new edition. Unfortunately, I got stuck on the Earth for rather longer than I intended. 15 years is a long time to get stranded anywhere, particularly Earth. I mean, there's only so many parties you can gate crash, only so many astrophysicists you can make fun of before you get thrown out.
I see. And did you get anything useful?
I was able to extend the entry. Here, the entry after Eccentrica Galumbit's triple-breasted whore of Eroticon 6.
Earth, harmless.
Harmless? Is that all it's got to say? Just one word? Harmless?
Oh, no, I've transmitted a new entry off to the editor.
Good.
He had to trim it a bit, but it's still an improvement.
What does it say now?
Mostly harmless.
Mostly harmless?
Oh, come on, that's pretty good for a disintegrated pile of rubble.
What the devil's that?
It's the Vogon captain making an announcement on the PA.
But I can't speak Vogon.
You don't need to. Put this fish in your ear.
What?
Go on, it's only a little one.
Ugh. What's this fish doing in my ear?
Translating for you. Look under Babelfish in the book.
The babelfish is small, yellow, leech-like and feeds on brainwave energy. It absorbs all unconscious frequencies and then excretes telepathically a matrix picked up from the speech centers of the brain. The practical upshot of which is that if you stick one in your ear, you can instantly understand anything said to you in any form of language. It is such a bizarrely improbable coincidence that anything so mind-bogglingly useful could evolve purely by chance that some thinkers have chosen to see it as a final clinching proof of the non-existence of God. The argument goes something like this. I refuse to prove that I exist, says God, for proof denies faith, and without faith I am nothing. But, says man, the babelfish is a dead giveaway, isn't it? It proves you exist, and so, therefore, you don't. QED. Oh dear, says God. I hadn't thought of that. And promptly vanishes in a puff of logic. Well, that was easy, says man. And for an encore, he proves that black is white and gets killed on the next zebra crossing.
This is your captain speaking. I see from our instruments that we have a couple of hitchhikers aboard our ship. Hello, wherever you are. I want to make it totally clear that you are not at all welcome. As soon as you are found, you will be put off the ship. If you're very lucky, I might read you some of my poetry first.
Oh, charming, these Vogons. I wish I had a daughter so I could forbid her to marry one.
Oh, you better be prepared for the jump into hyperspace. It's unpleasantly like being drunk.
Why? What's so unpleasant about being drunk?
You ask a glass of water.
Oh.
Got a towel with you?
Why, what? No. Should I have?
The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy has a few things to say on the subject of towels. A towel, it says, is about the most massively useful thing an interstellar hitchhiker can have. You can wrap it around you for warmth, sleep under it, wet it for use in hand-to-hand combat, wave it as a distress signal, or pull it over your head to avoid the gaze of the ravenous bug-blatter beast of Traal, a mind-bogglingly stupid animal which assumes that if you can't see it, it can't see you. Finally, you can, of course, dry yourself with your towel if you are wet and it's still clean enough. Hence, an expression of admiration that has passed into hitchhiking lore. There's a Frood who really knows where his towel is. Which, at this point in our story, Arthur Dent does not.
Shh, listen.
What?
That.
What is it?
Well, if we're lucky, it's just the Vogons come to throw us into space.
And if we're unlucky?
The captain might want to read us some of his poetry first.
Vogons are unpleasant enough to gaze upon in their youth, and the passing years do nothing to enhance their appearance. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy has a neat little animation showing how the highly domed nose rising off their small green-skinned foreheads tends to develop growths, sprouting tufts of coarse hair in middle age. Evolution gave up on the Vogons at almost the precise moment they emerged from the primeval seas of Vogue-sphere, panting, heaving, and demanding a towel. In most respects, the modern Vogon differs little from his primitive forebears. For example, every year the Vogons import thousands of scintillating, jeweled, scuttling crabs that decorate their native planet, in order to while away one happy, drunken night, smashing them to bits with iron mallets.
Come!
Presenting Vogon Jolts, it is my honour to...
Stop right there! Have you washed your hands?
No.
Good, carry on.
I have brought you the Starways, sir!
Excellent. I've had a really good yell this morning, and now I'm ready for a bit of callousness.
Oh, time for a bit of poetry.
Prosthetic Vogon Jeltz is fairly typical of his species in that he started his career being thoroughly vile and has now worked his way up to utterly hateful.
Are you sitting comfortably? No? Good. Then I'll begin.
Vogon poetry is, of course, the third worst in the universe. The second worst is that of the Asgoths of Krea. During a recitation by their poet master, Grunthos the Flatulent, of his poem Ode to a Small Lump of Green Putty I Found in My Armpit One Midsummer Morning, 4 of his audience died of internal hemorrhaging, and the last survived by gnawing one of his own legs off. Grunthos was about to embark on a reading of his epic entitled My Favourite Bath Time Gurgles when his own major intestine, in a desperate attempt to save civilization, leapt up through his neck and throttled his brain. The very worst poetry of all was thought to have perished along with its creator, Susie Lydon of Derby, in the destruction of the planet Earth. But a scrap survived, and the Vogon commander is now reading it aloud to the unfortunate Ford Prefect and Arthur Dent.
Oh, deliquescing trousers! Pronkingly you melt away, and voodle spunk my hopes of future trouser tides. Did I not provide water robes of Globus Hi-Fi? Were not your plumpy belt loops sufficiently agitated? You peel and contract, and when your sticky blackness detaches, a suppurating film remains, a gooey shadow of trouserness. As you degrade, so do I. Our scrolloping sights are no longer, and it raises my anti-bile to hear throbbing in the airlocks. Your glabrous deliquescence is my own decrepitude. You were my partners in lurid crimes across the Vogsphere. Trousers, thou hast forsaken me. And I blame you for that job interview. Had enough yet?
Yes!
Earthlings, there is one way, one simple way in which you may save yourselves. You hold your very lives in your hands. Now, choose. Either die in the vacuum of space or... Tell me how good you thought that poem was.
Actually, I quite liked it.
What? Really? Do go on.
Oh, well, I thought that some of the metaphysical imagery was particularly effective.
Yes, and interesting rhythmic devices that serve to counterpoint
counterpoint the surrealism of the underlying metaphor of the humanity.
Vogonity.
Vogonity, very good. And one is left with a profound insight into
whatever the poem was about.
Yes.
So, what you're saying is that I read poetry because underneath my mean, callous exterior, I really just want to be loved. Is that right?
Well, don't we all, deep down?
No, you're completely wrong. I just read poetry to throw my mean, callous exterior into sharp relief. I'm going to throw you off the ship anyway. Guard, take them to number 3 airlock and throw them out.
Come on, you two. Resistance is useless.
Don't worry, Arthur. I'll think of something.
Counterpoint the surrealism, the underlying metaphor. Death's too good for them.
Resistance is useless.
I don't want to die now. I've still got a headache. I don't want to go to heaven with a headache. I'd be all cross and not enjoy it.
How can anyone maintain a positive mental attitude if you're saying things like that?
A positive mental attitude? I woke up this morning thinking I was going to have a quite relaxing day, read a book, brush the dog. It's now just after 4 in the afternoon and I'm being thrown out of an alien spaceship 6 light years from the smoking remains of the Earth.
Resistance is useless.
Oh, do you really enjoy this sort of thing?
Enjoy? What do you mean?
Or does it give you a full, satisfying life? Stomping around, shouting, throwing people out of spaceships.
Well, the hours are good. But now you come to mention it, most of the actual minutes are pretty lousy, except some of the shouting I quite like. Resistance.
Yeah, sure, yes. I mean, you're good at that, I can tell. But if it's mostly lousy, why do it? I mean, is it the girls, the leather, the machismo?
My aunt said that spaceship guard was a good career for a young Vogon.
Well, there you are, Arthur. You see, you think you've got problems. Here he is, poor lad. His entire life's work is stamping around, throwing people off spaceships.
And shouting.
And he doesn't even know why he's doing it.
But what's the alternative?
Well, stop doing it, of course, and let us go.
Oh. I hadn't thought of that.
Oh, clever move.
Told you I'd think of something. Well,
I think, if it's all the same to you, I'd better get you both shoved into this airlock and then go on and get on with some other bits of shouting I've got to do. Resistance, you there!
Hang on, whoa.
You see, if I keep it up, I can eventually get promoted to senior shouting officer. So I think I better stick to what I know. Through into the airlock, if you please. And thanks for taking an interest. I'll tell my aunt what you said. Have a nice day.
potentially bright lad, I thought.
We're trapped now, aren't we? Didn't you think of anything else?
Oh, yes, but unfortunately it rather involved being on the other side of the airtight hatchway they've just sealed behind us.
So what happens next?
The hatchway in front of us will open in a moment and we'll shoot out into deep space and die in about 30 seconds.
So this is it?
Yes. Except no.
Huh?
Wait a minute. What's this switch?
What? Where?
No, I was only fooling. We are going to die after all.
You know, it's at times like this, when I'm trapped in a Vogon airlock with a man from Beetlejuice about to die of asphyxiation in deep space, that I really wish I'd listened to what my mother told me when I was young.
Why? What did she tell you?
I don't know. I didn't listen.
Space, says the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, is big. Really big. Vastly, hugely, mind-bogglingly big. You may think it's a long way down to the street to the chemist, but that's just peanuts to space. After a while, the style settles down a bit, and it starts telling you things you actually need to know, like the fact that you will die of asphyxiation 30 seconds after being thrown out of a spaceship. And with space being the size it is, the chances of being picked up by another craft within those seconds are 2 to the power of 267,709 to 1 against. Which, by a staggering coincidence, was also the telephone number of an Islington flat, where Arthur met a very nice girl at a party, whom he totally failed to get off with. The planet Earth, the Islington flat, and the telephone have all now been demolished, but they are in some small way commemorated by the fact that 29 seconds later, Ford and Arthur were, in fact, rescued.
Told you I'd think of something.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Bright idea of mine, to find a passing spaceship and get rescued by it.
Oh, come on. The chances against it were astronomical.
Don't knock it, it worked.
What sort of ship is this?
I don't know, I haven't opened my eyes yet.
Nor have I. Good God!
What in Zark is that?
It looks like the seafront at Southend.
Hell, I'm relieved to hear you say that.
Why?
Because I thought I must be going mad.
You know, if this is Southend, there's something very odd about it.
You mean the way the sea stays steady as a rock and the buildings keep washing up and down? Yes, I thought that was odd. In fact, there is something altogether very strange going on.
Welcome to the starship Heart of Gold. You have been rescued from certain death at an improbability level of 2 to the power of 267,709 to 1 against. We will be restoring normality as soon as we are sure what is normal anyway. Anything you still can't cope with is therefore your own problem. Thank you.
Arthur, this is fantastic. We have been rescued by a ship with the new infinite improbability drive. Who the Zark is driving it?
The infinite improbability drive is a wonderful new method of crossing interstellar distances in seconds without all that tedious mucking about in hyperspace. The principle involves hooking the logic circuits of a Bambleweenie 57 sub-meson brain to an atomic vector plotter suspended in a strong Brownian motion producer, say a nice hot cup of tea. Constructing an actual machine which could flip a spaceship between the furthest stars was thought virtually impossible until it was realized that if such a machine was a virtual impossibility, then it must logically be a finite improbability. all that was needed to work out was exactly how improbable it was. Feed that figure into the finite improbability generator, give it a fresh cup of really hot tea, and turn it on. And so the infinite improbability drive was created.
You're listening to the Sub-Ether Wave Band, broadcasting around the galaxy, around the clock, with a big hello to intelligent life forms everywhere. And to everyone else out there, the secret is to bang the rocks together, guys. And the big news story tonight is the sensational theft of the new Improbability Drive prototype ship by none other than Galactic President Zaphod Beeblebrox, the man who invented the pan-galactic Gargle Blaster, described by Eccentrica Columbus as the best bang since the big one. Has the big Z finally flipped? We asked his private brain care specialist, Gag Healthfront.
Well, look, Zaphod's just this guy, you know?
Hey, Trillian, why'd you turn the radio off?
I've just thought of something.
Yeah, worth interrupting a news bulletin about me for?
You hear enough about yourself as it is, Zaphod.
I'm very insecure, we know that.
Can we drop your ego for a moment? This is important.
If there's anything more important than my ego around, I want it caught and shot now.
Listen, we have just picked up 2 hitchhikers in Sector ZZ9, plural Z Alpha. Well, the same sector you picked me up in.
The police of half the galaxy are after us and we stop to pick up hitchhikers? 10 out of 10 for style, but minus several million for good thinking, huh?
I didn't pick them up, Zaphod. The ship did it whilst we were in Improbability Drive.
Huh, that's incredible.
No, just very, very improbable. We pass through every point in the universe, you know that.
Yeah, but this is just too strange a coincidence. Computer!
Hi there!
Oh, God.
I want you to know that whatever your problem, I am here to help you solve it.
Never mind.
Sure thing. If you ever need me...
Will you
know
shut up and let me think?
Okay.
Thank you. Computer.
Hi there. All I want to do is make your day nicer and nicer.
Yeah, that does it. Give me the axe. I'm going to give that computer a reprogramming he'll never forget.
Eddie, shush.
The ship picked these hitchhikers up in that particular space sector.
Sector ZZ9, plural Z Alpha.
Yeah, and we picked them up during a crucial 30-second period. At what point did we pick them up?
Infinite improbability level.
You know, I got a bad feeling about one big whack of improbability still to be accounted for.
Right, I'll send the robot down to check them out. Hey, Marvin.
Whatever you do, don't hurry.
I think you ought to know I'm feeling very depressed.
Oh, God.
Well, here's something to occupy you and keep your mind off things.
It won't work. I have an exceptionally large mind.
Marvin, go down to number 2 entry bay and bring the 2 aliens up here under surveillance.
Just that?
Yes.
I won't enjoy it.
She's not asking you to enjoy it. Just do it, will you?
All right, I'll do it. I'm not getting it down at all, am I?
Holy Zarquan singing fish!
Now, this is more like a spaceship. Gleaming white, flashing lights, the lot.
You know, I think it's brand new.
How can you tell? Have you got some device for measuring the age of metal?
No, I found this sales brochure lying on the floor. They make a big thing of the ship's cybernetics having the new GPP feature.
GPP?
Genuine People Personalities. It says, all the doors in this spacecraft have a cheerful and sunny disposition.
Sounds ghastly.
Glad to be of service.
It is.
What?
Ghastly. It all is. Look at this door. It's about to open again. I can tell by the intolerable air of smugness it suddenly generates.
My pleasure to open for you.
Thank you, the marketing division of the Sirius Cybernetics Corporation. Let's build robots with genuine people personalities, they said. So they tried it out with me. I'm a personality prototype. You can tell, can't you?
The Encyclopedia Galactica defines a robot as a mechanical apparatus designed to do the work of a man. The marketing division of the Sirius Cybernetics Corporation defines a robot as your plastic pal who's fun to be with.
Here I am, brainless size of a planet, and they ask me to take you down to the bridge. Call that job satisfaction, 'cause I don't. I'm not getting it down, am I?
Which government owns this ship?
No government owns it. It's stolen.
Stolen?
Stolen?
Who by?
Zaphod Beeblebrox.
Zaphod Beeblebrox?
Sorry, did I say something wrong? Pardon me for breathing, which I never do anyway, so I don't know why I bothered to say it. Follow me through here.
Come on, Arthur.
Oh, God, I'm so depressed. Here's another of those self-satisfied doors.
Please enter me from any direction.
Now I brought these two in, do you want me to sit in a corner and rust or just fall apart where I'm standing?
Shut up, Marvin.
Funny how just when you think life can't possibly get any worse, it suddenly does.
Ford, hi, how are you? Glad you could make it.
Zaphod, you're looking well. The extra arm suits you. Nice ship you've stolen.
You mean you know this person?
Know him? Zaphod, this is a friend of mine, Arthur Dent. I saved him when his planet blew up.
Hi, Arthur. Glad you could drop in.
And Arthur, this is my...
We've met.
What do you mean you've met? This is Zaphod Beeblebrox from Beetlejuice 5, you know, not bloody Martin Smith from Croydon.
I don't care. We've met. Haven't we, Zaphod? Or should I say... Phil?
What?
Yeah, you'll have to remind me. I've a terrible memory for species. Hey, Ford.
You gate-crashed a fancy dress party 6 months ago. On Earth. England. London. Islington.
Oh, that party.
Yes, you barged up to the girl I was talking to and said, "Hey, doll, is this guy boring you? Why didn't you talk to me? I'm from a different planet. You only have the 2 arms and the 1 head, and you called yourself Phil, but...
But he did turn out to be from another planet.
Good God, it's her, Trisha Macmillan.
Improbability sum now complete.
Well, what on earth are you doing here?
Same as you. I hitched a ride. After all, with a degree in maths and another in astrophysics, it was either that or the dole queue again on Monday. Anyway, hi. Nice to see you again.
But this is all impossible.
No, just very, very improbable.
Oh, God. Ford, this is Trillian. Hi. Trillian, this is my semi-cousin Ford, who shares 3 of the same mothers as me. Hi. Trillian, is this sort of thing going to happen every time we use the infinite improbability drive?
Very probably, I'm afraid.
It's a depressingly stupid invention.
Come on, Marvin, cheer up.
Cheer up, she says, with this pain in all the diodes on my left-hand side.
Excuse me, is there any tea on this spaceship?
Drinks machine in the corridor, monkey man.
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you for making a simple door very happy.
This must be the machine, but where are the buttons?
Share and enjoy.
What?
I am your handy Nutramatic drinks dispenser, able to synthesize any drink in existence. What would you like today?
Tea?
Share and enjoy. Your drink is ready.
Thank you. Is that the best you can do?
If it's not to your liking, I'll try again. Here.
Looks the same.
How about this? Share and enjoy.
Share and enjoy? What does that even mean?
Share and enjoy is, of course, the company motto of the hugely successful Sirius Cybernetics Corporation, whose complaints division now covers the major landmasses of the first 3 planets in the Sirius TOL star system. The motto stood in 3-mile-high illuminated letters over the complaints department until they collapsed under their own weight. The protruding upper halves of the letters now appear in the local language to read, "Go stick your head in a pig," and are no longer illuminated, except at times of special celebration.
Share and enjoy. Do you not know the jingle?
No, and quite frankly, I'd really rather do without it.
Share and enjoy, share and enjoy. Journey through life with a plastic boy or girl by your side. Let your pal be your guide. And when it breaks down or starts to annoy or grinds when it moves and gives you no joy, cause a seed in your hat or had sex with your cat, bled oil on your floor or ripped up your door, get to the point you can't stand anymore, bring it to us, we won't give a fig, we'll tell you, go stick your head in a pig.
Oh, shut up!
Shall we sing it again, girls and boys? Share and enjoy, share and enjoy. Journey through life with a plastic boy or girl by your side. Let your pal be your guide. And when it breaks down or starts to annoy or grinds when it moves and gives you no joy, cause a seed in your hat or had sex with your cat, bled oil on your floor or ripped up your door, you get to the point you can't stand anymore, bring it to us, we won't give a fig, we'll tell you, go stick your head in a pig.
I don't want a song, I want a cup of tea. Right. What we have here is a liquid that smells almost, but not quite entirely, unlike tea. Oh, pah!
If you have enjoyed the experience of this drink, why not share it with your friends?
Because I want to keep them. That drink.
That drink was individually tailored to meet your personal requirements for nutrition and pleasure.
Look up cup of tea on your database. Go on.
Let me get this straight. You want the taste of dried leaves boiled in water?
Yes, with milk.
Milk squirted out of a cow?
Well, in a manner of speaking.
I'm going to need some help on this one.
Anything I can do?
You've done quite enough.
Oh, forget it.
Was that good for you two?
Shut up. Eddie. Or anyone. Has anyone got a kettle?
Hi there! I just want to mention we are now moving into orbit around the legendary planet of Magrathea!
Yeah, no, first things first. Eddie, do you know what a decent cup of tea is?
I'll look it up, big boy.
Thank you.
Arthur,
Yes?
look! Magrathea!
What's Magrathea?
Far back in the glory days of the Galactic Empire, life was wild, rich, and on the whole tax-free. Men were real men, women were real women, and small furry creatures from Alpha Centauri were real small furry creatures from Alpha Centauri. Many became extremely rich, and for them, life became rather dull, and none of their worlds were entirely satisfactory. the climate wasn't quite right, or the day was half an hour too long, or the sea was just the wrong shade of pink. And thus was created a new form of industry, custom-made luxury planet building. The home of this was the planet Magrathea, where vast hyperspatial works were constructed to build dream planets. So successful was this that Magrathea became the richest planet of all time, and the rest of the galaxy was reduced to abject poverty. And so the system broke down. Magrathea disappeared, and its memories soon passed into the obscurity of legend. These days, of course, no one believes a word of it.
I don't believe a word of it. Magrathea is a myth, a fairy story. It's what parents tell their kids about at night if they want them to grow up to become economists. And
we are in orbit around it.
Zaphod, I can't help what you may personally be in orbit around, but...
Yeah. Computer, tell us again.
A real pleasure, fella. We are currently in orbit around the legendary planet of Magrathea. Golly!
Stress and nervous tension are now serious social problems in all parts of the galaxy. And it is in order that this situation should not be in any way exacerbated that the following facts will now be revealed in advance. The planet in question is indeed the legendary Magrathea. The deadly missile attack, shortly to be launched by an ancient automatic defense system, will result merely in the breakage of 3 coffee cups, the bruising of somebody's upper arm, and the untimely creation and sudden demise of a bowl of petunias and an innocent sperm whale. In order that some sense of mystery should still be preserved, no revelation will yet be made concerning whose upper arm sustains the bruise. This fact may safely be made the subject of suspense, since it is of no significance whatsoever.
Greetings to you.
What is that? Computer?
Hi there! That's a 5-million-year-old message that's being broadcast at us.
This is a recorded announcement as we're all out at the moment. Magrathea thanks you for your visit, but regrets that the entire planet is closed for business. Thank you.
They want to get rid of us.
It's just a recording.
We would like to assure you that as soon as business is resumed, you will once again be able to select from all that's best in contemporary geography. Meanwhile, we thank our clients for their kind interest and would ask them to leave now.
Well, we'd better be going then.
Hey, shh, there's absolutely nothing to be worried about.
Then why is everyone so tense?
Well, they're just interested.
Your enthusiasm for our planet is most gratifying. We would like to assure you that the guided missiles currently converging with your ship are part of a special service we extend to all of our most enthusiastic clients. And the fully armed nuclear warheads are, of course, merely a courtesy detail. We look forward to your custom in future lives. Thank you.
Hey, this is terrific, Computer. What evasive action can we take?
None, I'm afraid, guys. Impact minus 40 seconds. Whoops! Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Please call me Eddie if it'll help you relax.
Why can't the computer just take evasive action?
It's busy.
That's not possible.
All the circuits are occupied. There's no power spare to maneuver the ship.
What program could it be running to jam up like this?
I think it could be trying to work out how to,
Yes?
make me a cup of tea.
Dingo's kidneys!
Right, Computer, I want full manual control now.
You got it.
Okay. Full retro thrust and 10 degrees starboard. Or something.
Good luck, guys. Impact minus 30 seconds. The rockets are still homing in. We're gonna die.
Zaphod, can you fly this ship?
No. Can you?
No.
Ford.
No.
When you walk through the storm, hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. Revised impact time, 15 seconds, folks.
This is it. We are now quite definitely going to die, aren't we?
Can we stop saying that?
Well, we are, aren't we?
Yes!
The song of the lark. Walk on through
Why
the
doesn't
wind.
anyone turn on this improbability drive thing?
What are you, crazy? Without proper programming, anything could happen.
Well, does that matter at this stage?
Walk on with hope in your heart.
Does anyone know why Arthur can't turn on the improbability drive?
No! In back minus 5 seconds. It's been great knowing you guys. You'll never walk.
I said, does anyone know why?
What the hell happened?
Well, I was just saying, there's this improbability drive switch here, and I just pressed it.
Where are we, Trillian?
Well, exactly where we were, I think.
Then what happened to the missiles?
Well, according to this screen, they've just turned into a bowl of petunias and a very surprised-looking whale.
And an improbability factor of 8,767,128 to 1 against.
That's very good thinking, Earthman. You know that? You just saved our lives.
Oh, it was nothing, really.
Was it? Oh, well, forget it then. Computer, take us into land.
Well, I say it was nothing. I mean, obviously it was something. I was just trying to say it's not worth making too much of a fuss about. I mean, saving everybody's lives. Oh.
Another thing that no one made too much fuss about was the fact that a sperm whale had suddenly been called into existence some miles above the surface of an alien planet. And since this is not a naturally tenable position for a whale, the innocent creature had very little time to come to terms with being a whale before it had to come to terms with not being a whale anymore. This is what it thought as it fell.
What's happening? Who am I? Why am I here? What's my purpose in life? What do I mean by who am I? Oh, this is an interesting sensation. What is it? It's a sort of yawning, tingling sensation in my... Well, I suppose I'd better start finding names for things if I want to make any headway in what, for the sake of what I shall call an argument, I shall call the world. So, let's call it my stomach. A yawning, tingling sensation in my stomach. Ooh, it's getting quite strong. And hey, what about this whistling, roaring sound going past what I'm suddenly going to call my head? That can be... wind. Is that a good name? Oh, it'll do. Perhaps I can find a better name for it later when I found out what it's for, because there certainly seems to be a hell of a lot of it. Hey, what's this thing? This, let's call it a tail. Yeah, tail. Hey, I can really thrash it about pretty good, can't I? Wow! It doesn't seem to achieve much, but I'll probably find out what it's for later on. Now, have I built up any coherent picture of things yet? No. Oh, well, hey, this is really exciting. I'm quite dizzy with anticipation. Or is it the wind? Hey, there really is a lot of that now, isn't there? And wow! What's this thing coming towards me very, very fast? Very, very fast. So big and flat and wide, it needs a big, wide-sounding sort of word like round, ground. That's it. Ground. I wonder if it'll be friendly.
Curiously enough, the only thing that went through the mind of the bowl of petunias as it fell was, oh no, not again. Meanwhile, the Heart of Gold has landed on the planet Magrathea.
This is fantastic.
It's bloody cold.
15 years a castaway and I arrive on a desolate hole like this. Why can't it be a ski resort?
Or even a bar.
But this is the first time I've actually stood on the surface of another planet, an alien world. Pity it's such a dump.
Yeah. Stark, dreary, and splattered with whale meat.
Hey, I found a passageway leading down into the interior of the planet.
That's where we have to go. Where no organic life form has trod these 5 million years. Hey, Earthman, keep the robot with you and guard this end of the passageway, okay?
Guard? What from? You just said there was no one here.
Yeah, well, just for safety, okay?
Well, whose? Yours or mine? I've already bruised my arm.
So did I.
Well, that's nothing. Look at mine.
Oh, nasty.
Bye, Earthman.
Bye.
Good luck, Arthur.
Well, I hope you all have a really miserable time.
Life. Like it or loathe it, you can't ignore it.
Night's falling. Look, robot. The stars are coming out.
I know. Wretched, isn't it?
Oh, but that sunset, I've never seen anything like it. The twin suns, like mountains of fire, boiling into space.
I've seen it. It's rubbish.
We only had the one sun at home. I came from a planet called Earth, you know.
I know. You keep going on about it. It sounds awful.
Oh, no, it was a beautiful place.
Did it have oceans?
Oh, yes, great, wide, blue, rolling oceans.
Can't bear oceans.
Tell me, do you get on well with other robots?
Hate them.
I'm only trying to make conversation. What exactly is one supposed to say to a manically depressed robot?
I'm 50,000 times more intelligent than you, and even I don't know the answer. It gives me a headache just trying to think down to your level.
Oh.
Good evening. Ah! You choose a cold night to visit our dead planet. Is this robot yours?
No, I'm mine.
It's not so much a robot, more a sort of electronic sulking machine. Who are you?
My name is... not important.
You startled me.
Do not be alarmed. I will not harm you.
But you shot at us. There were missiles.
An automatic system. Ancient computers ranged deep in the bowels of the planet tick away the dark millennia. I think they take the occasional pot shot to relieve the monotony.
I thought you were all dead.
Dead? No, we have but slept.
Oh, slept?
Yes, through the economic recession, you see. 5 million years ago, the galactic economy collapsed, and custom-built planets are something of a luxury commodity. You know we built planets.
Yes, I sort of gathered.
Doing the coastlines was always my favorite. Doing the little fiddly bits and fjords. I'm old-fashioned enough to think that they give a lovely baroque feel to a continent. Anyway, the recession, we decided to sleep through it.
Oh.
Yes, our computers were index-linked to the galactic stock market and programmed to revive us when the economy could afford our services again. Now, you must come, or you will be late.
Late? What for?
What is your name, human?
Dent. Arthur Dent.
Late, as in the late Dent, Arthur Dent. It's a sort of a threat, you see.
Oh.
I'm told they can be terribly effective.
What is your name?
My name? My name is... Slarty Bartfast.
I beg your pardon?
It's Slarty Bartfast.
Slarty Bartfast?
I said it wasn't important. Come! We must take my air car deep into the heart of Magrathea. And I should warn you that the chamber we are about to enter does not literally exist within our planet, but it is a gateway into a vast tract of hyperspace. It may disturb you.
Oh.
It scares the willies out of me. Jump in. We are flying through the factory. This is where we make our planet sweep. Been awakened to build one more commission. There in the distance.
My God, the Earth!
The Earth Mark II, in fact. A copy from our original blueprints.
Original blueprints? You made the Earth?
Oh, yes. Did you ever go to a place called Norway? That was one of mine. Won an award. Lovely crinkly edges. I was terribly sorry to hear that it had been destroyed 5 minutes too early.
What?
The mice were furious.
Oh, the mice were furious?
Yes.
Yes, well, yes, so I expect with the dogs and the cats, and the eyes, and the kakapos, and the rhinoceri.
Yes, but they weren't running the planet, were they?
Eh?
Attention, Slarty Bartfast. The mice have received reports that you have a human from the planet Earth with you. Report immediately.
Aha, you are to meet your masters.
Arthur, you're safe.
Trillian, Ford, Zaphod, what happened?
Well, our host brought us here.
Hosts? What host?
The mice.
Oh, I'm sorry, Trillian. It sounded like you said, the mice.
I did.
Yes, Earthman, your planet and people have formed the matrix of an organic computer running a 10 million year program to find the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything.
I beg your pardon?
It was commissioned, paid for, and run by mice. But it was destroyed 5 minutes before the completion of the purpose for which it was built, so we've got to build another one.
Hang on. Back up a bit. Yeah. Mice? Mm-hmm. We are talking about the little white furry things with the cheese fixation and women standing screaming on tables in old sitcoms.
They've been experimenting on you, I'm afraid.
No. Misunderstanding. Look, you see, what happened was that we used to experiment on them. No, the mice would be set all sorts of tests, learning to ring bells, run around mazes, that sort of thing. Yes, from our observations of their behavior, we were able to... Oh.
Such subtlety. One has to admire it.
Oh.
How better to disguise their real natures, to guide your thinking? Suddenly running down a maze the wrong way, eating the wrong bit of cheese, unexpectedly dropping dead of myxomatosis. If it's finely calculated, the cumulative effect is enormous.
Crikey.
Oh, these creatures you called mice are merely the protrusion into our dimension of vastly hyper-intelligent pan-dimensional beings. The whole business with the cheese and the squeaking was just a front.
Here they are now.
Welcome to lunch, Earth creature.
Good grief.
Arthur, this is Benji Mouse.
Hi.
Hi.
And this is Frankie Mouse.
Nice to meet you.
Excuse me, sir.
Slarty Bartfast, you may go. We won't be requiring the new Earth after all.
Not now we have an Earth native who was there seconds before it was destroyed.
No, you can't mean that. I've got 1,000 glaciers poised and ready to roll over Africa. I'm doing it with fjords this time.
Thank you, Slarty Bartfast. That will be all.
Oh, well. I'd rather be happy than right any day.
And are you?
No, that's where it all falls down, of course. Goodbye, Earthman!
Goodbye. Sorry about the fjords.
Now, to business.
To business.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, sorry, we thought you were proposing a toast.
Earth creature, we have been running your planet for the last 10 million years in order to find this wretched thing called the ultimate question.
Why?
No, we already thought of that one. But it doesn't fit the answer. Why 42? You see, it just doesn't work.
Then of all the races in the galaxy, who could have come and said a big hello to planet Earth, and didn't it just have to be the Vogons? Boom. Boom.
So, no result. And now we've been offered enormous sums to do the 5D chat show circuit, and we have got to have product.
Product.
Yes, we need a question that sounds good.
An ultimate question that sounds good.
Monkey Man, you are a last generation product of the computer matrix that was Earth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So your brain was an organic part of the computer program.
Well, yes, but...
We want to buy it off you.
What, the question?
No, your brain.
What?
Well, I thought you said you could just read his brain electronically.
Yes, but we've got to get it out first.
What?
We can fit a replacement. A simple electronic brain would suffice.
Yeah. Just program it to say what, and I don't understand, and where's the T? Nobody would notice the difference.
I'd notice the difference.
Emergency! Emergency! Hostile ship has landed! Intruders approaching!
Oh, Max 2's a galactic police raid!
Police?
Yeah, I stole our ship.
Safeguard, you were supposed to leave a note explaining how the police could make a profit on the insurance deal.
I did! Guess the reward on our heads was more.
Yes, some heads being bigger and more numerous than others.
We're trapped in here.
Yeah, and they've got a 30 megahertz definite kill protron cannon. Quick! Put these on.
Sunglasses?
Jude Janta 200 superchromatic peril-sensitive sunglasses. They're designed to help people develop a relaxed attitude to danger.
What do they do?
At the first hint of trouble, they turn totally black.
So how does that help?
We won't see anything that might alarm us.
And that'll save our lives, will it?
No, we're toast.
Look out!
Will the peril-sensitive sunglasses preserve our heroes from disaster, or are they just another defective product from the Sirius Cybernetics? Does this explosion on Magrathea spell the end of our adventure? Find out in Act 2 of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy radio show.